It's time to continue one of our 2 side-by-side series of top 10s. That'll probably take 10 years to finish, because by the time I get through all the generations, a new one will pop up. But that's okay, because I've already planned for it by making up my own 8th gen Pokemon. Such as you, Plastic Baggy, and you, Forkymon. Good enough. Today we look at Generation 3 and talk about the worst Pokemon from then. And since it's Halloween, I thought this would be a great topic to have, because it's 2016, and in 2016, nothing is scarier than having an opinion. So let's get started. Welcome everyone to the top 10 worst Gen 3 Pokemon. For various reasons that pertain to me, and might not be just about stats or abilities. But that's too long to put in the title, so come to your own conclusions in the comments. And if you enjoy, please like and subscribe. That's my treat for Halloween. Happy Halloween! Mwah! Number 10, Swolen. I don't dislike this guy that much. Well, to be fair, I don't dislike any Pokemon that much. Except for you, Burmy. But this guy just feels very out of place. It's sort of like Muck, but a cheap knockoff, like those N64s with 500 games you'd find in some sketchy mall. It's fairly weak and doesn't have much going for it to be very memorable. Not its design, or its move pool, or anything. And I'll be honest, if someone says it's their favorite Pokemon, I will not actually be shocked, because every time I say I'll be surprised, 50 people tell me it's their favorite Pokemon and I'm just here sitting in my chair. So, sure. But realistically, Swolen has never been a very go-to Pokemon. You don't really need it to beat any gyms, and even though you don't have many options for poison Pokemon out of Generation 3 Pokemon, you're probably gonna pick someone else for your team. I mean, like I said, it's not very powerful and it looks like a sludgy Whiscash, so going with someone else, probably the best choice. It's okay, Swolen. I know it might be hard to swallow, but I still do like you in some way, shape, or gooey form. Kind of. Number 9, Grumping. This is a Pokemon that, while I really like it, there just isn't too much to Grumping. I used it in my playthrough of Pokemon Emerald, and I think it's a really fun Pokemon. It just, unfortunately, happens to be a rather weak Psychic type that falls way behind any other ones. It doesn't have a unique typing, only being a solo Psychic type, and it only has one stage of evolution. Spoink is also very cute, and I really like how they have that funny spring look to it, showing off a real-life pig's curly tail, and just being overall adorable. I guess the reason I find it to be one of the worst Pokemon is just because it doesn't have that wow factor I'm looking for in a Pokemon to really make it stand out. I wish they actually made it a ground Psychic type, and made it a more muddy pig to emphasize that ground typing. Also, how do you even compete with a Dragon Psychic as a pig? That is not a battle you can win. Number 8, Milotic. Here's where we toss up the criteria like a big old salad. What? I love Milotic's design. It's nice, sleek, it's a strong Pokemon. It was even on my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon list, so you can't say that I hate it or dislike it. But boy oh boy, do I have my stories of trying to fight this guy. 2 champions, being Wallace and Cynthia, both have this Pokemon, and it has to be one of the worst Pokemon to deal with in an important battle. Also, I know Wallace can be a gym leader, but that one time he was a champion, that was horrible. It's probably up there with Whitney's milk tank, honestly. I can't get over the scars of losing to this beautiful beast, and I know many of my friends have fallen to the sea snake, so it had to at least have a mention on this list. Again, I really like this Pokemon, and think it's rightfully hard to obtain, but maybe a little too hard since I had to plant some berries, and I'm just no farmer. Number 7, Torkoal. Torkoal has always had its problems, since it's just a regular standalone fire Pokemon with no Mega Evolution, no really extremely powerful way of using one, or even a cool new ability. It's all just white smoke. I'm happy it's the signature Pokemon of Flannery. That's good, that gives it something to be remembered for, but Torkoal is just this weak fire turtle that, while it has nothing too wrong with it, it could use an evolution or a pre-evolution to spark some interest in it. It is incredibly slow too, having one of the slowest base speeds with a measly 20. And the only really good set it has going for it is defense, which might protect you from maybe one earthquake, but you'll definitely get run over by the multitude of special water moves there are. It's definitely a nice design, but it needs a little more to it. Number 6, Masquerain. This has to be one of the most disappointing Pokemon for me. I really love it and think it's the best bug type of the 3rd generation, but it just loses that wow factor as it transforms into a bug flying type. I love the design, it's great, but it was so iconic as the only water bug type for Generation 3. Sure, it could have been more powerful, it could have had stronger moves, but my goodness, why did you change the typing? I know it has wings, but Beedrill has wings, and I'm sure there's some wonderful species explanation for its transformation into a flying type. I just think that the water bug typing would have been great to have on an elegant Pokemon like Masquerain, even if it wasn't the most powerful. Number 5, Spinda. I mean, it has Teeter Dance, and is just a little panda that teeters. I do think it's really clever that they made its total base stats 360 because it spins around. Good one, Nintendo. But it's just a weak little guy that you run into instead of that Skarmory you wanted. It's also cool that it has a numerous amount of different versions since its spots are everywhere. One of the problems is that it just sort of feels like a second-rate Pikachu clone. Except they already have Plusle and Minun. It's just okay. You know, it's average. And that's why it's 5 out of 10. Number 4, Luvdisc. I don't love Luvdisc. That's it, that's all I got. Alright, I mean, it's just another standalone weak fish Pokemon that I guess is designed differently. It's got cheeks, it's a heart, it has bad stats, bad moves. Its ability is okay, but it just, I don't know what this Pokemon is exactly, and I'm not sticking around to find out. Number 3, Illumise. Both Illumise and Volbeat are just really weird Pokemon to have in this generation. I know they're here to promote double battling, but once you have Plusle and Minun, you don't really need these 2 weak Pokemon. Plusle and Minun fill the role of a Pikachu clone, they're cute, the tiniest bit stronger, whereas Illumise and Volbeat, yeah, they're okay looking. I personally like Volbeat more than Illumise, which is the only reason why I mentioned Illumise rather than Volbeat, but there's really no reason to have 2 of them, and just feels like a bit of a waste not having an evolution instead. Number 2, Wynaut. Because I've made this pun 50 different times. Wynaut is the baby form of Wobbuffet, that obnoxious counter-hitting Pokemon that also has Shadow Tag. Wynaut essentially does the same thing as Wobbuffet, making it incredibly annoying to deal with. The big difference is that Wobbuffet only learns 4 moves, whereas Wynaut learns a grand total of 7. The 3 added moves being Charm, Encore, and the incredibly useful move, Splash. 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 Not only is this Pokemon incredibly obnoxious to battle, it is the worst thing to bring false hope to me. While you can just breed these little dudes, they also come jam-packed on an island in the 3rd generation known as Mirage Island, where you can ask this old man every day if he sees it. For me, he never saw it. Not even once. How am I even supposed to trust him anyways? He's like a million years old. His eyesight cannot be that good. Shouldn't I just be able to see the island myself? I guess not, because I never did. Why? Why not? I just wanted to explore Mirage Island. Number 1. When I say this is the number 1 worst Gen 3 Pokemon, it's a pretty loose number 1, as you could really swap around the last 5 Pokemon and put them in any order because they're all equivalently not too great, but still okay. Nosepass though, I don't know what to say about this guy. He just passes off as an incredibly weird Pokemon. I don't understand its purpose, besides maybe letting me make a pun, or giving you a little chuckle when you face off against Roxanne, or making me lose my Nuzlocke that one time in Alpha Sapphire. But that's besides the point of its nose, because it's a compass Pokemon. Yes. Not to mention, they evolved it into this thing, the Mustachio Pokemon. So, it really doesn't get any better, even when they try to improve upon it. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more of this series. That'll take about 10 years to finish. See you guys in 2026. So until then, keep on catching until 2026. And then keep catching until like 2050. And we're just going down the years. We'll keep going. 2100.